What's up guys, welcome back. Appliancer new archetype was revealed yesterday, so let's try it out. I'm honest, I mean, I've been struggling with the archetype, not because it's a hard archetype. That's definitely not the case. It's pretty straightforward with the current support, the first wave of support, but I've seen that they should get more support, like more spells as well, and they definitely need it because it indeed was a struggle. The archetype lacks a lot of things. It can do some cute stuff. It feels like Morphtronics in that way, like low-level machines, and in this case, like heavily focused on Link summons, Link 1s, and currently only one Link 2. They might get more, not really sure about that, but their Link 2 is the important one. I mean, getting out of those co-links is definitely something that they want to work towards too. And I'm not running the third monster, the somewhat of a hand trap, I guess, because it's really not that good. It doesn't do anything. Okay, it protects, but it's not good. You would just want to have other things. And on its own, the archetype is somewhat lackluster, so you need to search out for other support cards. And, well, looking at the fact that they are machines, of course, machine duplication targets makes it much easier that, well, it just screams for a healthy Firebreaks, right? And again, they're machines, Link 2 machine as well, so they have the ability to go for the Auroradon, the Mega Phantom Beast Link to potentially set up maybe that 2 of negation first turn, since that's something that they lack. If they are going first, maybe the strongest board of Appliancer they can make is the Link 2, and both these ones, like the Fire and the one that's pointing upwards, the Water one. I mean, both are very solid, but going first, it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't play or interact with your opponent during their turn. It doesn't stop their plays. They're only relevant, let's say, during the battle phase, when like your opponent wants to attack, and then depending if they're co-linked or not co-linked, they will get separate effects. They're okay, but again, just the archetype feels that it's missing something. The archetype also currently has 2 monster reborns, one regular monster reborn, I guess, and one super monster reborn. It reborns 2 link monsters, up to 2 link monsters, because you have to target like your Appliancer link on the field, your Link 2, and then special summon 2 links from the graveyard to the zones where it's pointing towards to. So that's cool, giving the archetype some recursion. So this is what I was talking about. So going first, if you don't have any tuner, and let's face it, I mean, you can definitely play like a small deskbot engine. Again, also machine duplication targets. You can go for lefty, righty driver, also machines, duplication targets. Cockle-doodle-doo, for example, just facilitating the Needle Fiber play or Algae Firebreaks play during your opening turn, because again, let's face it, if you're playing against somewhat of a decent deck, Dinos, Emancipator, Eldritch, whatever, Salads, well, Thunder or whatever, they'll just break your weak setup that the support or the archetype currently has. And that's again the Link 2 and, you know, like co-linked with a couple of those Link 1s. Because again, it's very passive and doesn't interact with your opponent during their main phase, for example. So, and that's why, as you saw in the main deck, I'm running a lot of like standard cards, Nibiru, Dark Rule, no more, to keep me in a duel, interact with my opponent during their turn. You have to, you need to run those cards. You can't be, well, like ignorant, but that's not the correct word. But again, in today's format, you're basically forced to somewhat play those cards in a certain amount. As you saw, like the quote-unquote side deck, I was thinking of adding in like Effect Veiler, Celine, and of course the Access Code Talker, but the extra deck is super tight. First of all, at least I first tried with more dedication to like Jet Synchron, tuning, you know, like the combo that's probably going to get banned soon. We're going for like a first turn Calamities, getting some draws in the process, but you just don't have the extra deck space for that. So I definitely want to keep my deck focused on either this shenanigans of your Appliancers, or if I don't have this, like the field spell or, you know, like any interaction of those two, which is not that hard. You're running like Where Are Thou and multiple searches, reborns and so on. So it's not really that hard, but it's not enough. Like this setup, it's not enough. Here I think I should have played it a little bit differently, no? Or was it, the fire one has the ability to, when it's co-linked, you can switch positions with another link monster, so I mean another like Appliancer link, and then that targeted Appliancer link can attack another time, and that's where the water comes into play. This one, the Drake, I believe the name is, Drake has the ability to like, it's somewhat of a caster. And of course it can attack twice because it switched positions with fire, so it's cool. And let's not forget that their Link 2 most important effect gives like the attack boost 1000 for each like co-link. So most of the time with this setup it's like 2 co-links, so they will be pumped up to extra 2k. The Link 2 itself sadly not so. It's basically all low level machines, right? I've added an Appaloosa as well. I mean, it's needed. Again, if you're going first, you want to have some form of negation. If it's not hand trap, or if it's not a hand trap, this deck definitely has the ability to pump out a potential Link 4 during its opening turn. Whatever, Appaloosa is one of them. Again, machine duplication has the ability to do that, and keep in mind is that their Link 1s, they all have like the clause that when they are Link summoned to the field, you can't use them for a Link summon. Otherwise, you know, it's basically like Zodiacs, you can just keep Link summoning them away and maybe set up a pot of Avarice in your graveyard, whatever. But nope, that doesn't work like that. Only the Link 2 has the ability to be able to be Link summoned or used for the Link summon when it's summoned during the same turn. So that can be important for a potential Aurora Dawn play. So let's see, this might be game, again, Boral Sword, yeah, again, basically does the same or very similar interaction with the Laundry, I believe the name is the water one, that also gives like burn damage. When it's not co-linked to a monster, like the Catastor effect, it gives burn damage because Laundry itself, the water one that's pointing upwards, doesn't do damage. But like battle damage, of course, burn damage, but that equals like the original attack. Whatever, so again, some nice shenanigans, but again, going first, I'm not really sure was I able to end with like a decent board of the Link 2 and then 2 Link 1s pointing towards, I'm not really sure, probably not. And then again, I do opt to go for the 1 negation and the Call by the Grave set. Again, in today's format, today's standards, that's definitely not strong enough. But it's something that, again, gives me the ability to interact with my opponent during their turn if I don't have any form of hand trap. The 1 negation seems to be enough, so I can go for the follow-up play. But again, and that's one of the reasons why I decided or wanted to try out what is it? Well, okay, yeah, Celine maybe, and you know, like special summoning the Veiler from the deck to go for Access Code Talker. But maybe the second Aurora Dawn might be better, now that I think of it. Yeah, probably a second Aurora Dawn to, you know, like more tokens, a potential another Synchro summon. Then again, yeah, okay, my tokens, well, Boral Sword is already on the field, so yeah, what could I do with the tokens? So yeah, you see that I'm struggling with the extra deck. That's what I wanted to say, because the engine is very similar to Zodiac, is that it takes up a lot of extra deck space, while at the same time doesn't have the same power as Zodiacs with their 1-card extra deck summons. So this is cool, go for Appaloosa just in case. And again, the co-link one that pops a monster or a spell or like any card from your opponent on their side of the field, depending on if it's co-linked or not. If it's co-linked, it's a free pop, a free monster pop, so that's cool. And you know, like Appaloosa and the Boral Sword, indeed, those link markers can definitely be important because again, you want to have your co-link going. One of the last tools, if not the last, again going second, and okay, the field spell, the field spell is actually like really good for this archetype. It's a searcher, it's very similar to like the Trickstar field spell, it searches, but it's not a Mystical Space Typhoon, but this field spell again has that Rota effect, while at the same time, if you link summon an Appliancer monster, you will get something back from your graveyard, so it's basically you get stuff back for free, right? And that counts as once per turn, plus it's a searcher for any Appliancer card, so keep that in mind, you can search out their monster reborns. I probably should have played this a little bit differently, right? With the fire on attacking first, not really sure if I could have done damage, but I mean, that's how it is, probably one of the first tools. Get immediately, was it? Yeah, there indeed, there is a Dark Ruler no more. So I still have Nibiru, and I think Nibiru is going to be draw. Yeah, indeed. No, okay. That was another duel, but again, this field is not that threatening because thanks to the field spell I was able to get one of the Appliancers back from my graveyard. And okay, this is cool. Like the other one does have the ability to banish itself from the graveyard and to give like another monster reborn, right? Basically setting up your place. Not really sure if this is like game. Again, it does get the attack boost if it battles a monster, so probably not. Again, if you opt to go for the Aurora Dawn, I did have the ability to potentially go for like a special summon, I think, for the Appliancer in hand, but just keep it for next turn. And, you know, use the field spell again, get something back, and the one of negation seems okay. But, yeah, as you see, it's not going to be enough. Because, again, Makaba will hit the field, and eventually Nibiru will be stopped by the Makaba. So I can't do anything about that. So one of negation is definitely not strong enough. So I'm not really sure, but I saw that Appliancer would get more support, or they should get more support, like more spells. Not really sure if they would get more links, that might be welcome. Link 3 would definitely help, and maybe a powerful boss monster, a link that, you know, like gives the ability to the deck to interrupt or, you know, interact with your opponent during their turn. Or like switch positions during their main phase. Maybe let your Appliance monsters make them like a quick effect, like pop during your opponent's turn. That would be very, very sweet. But yeah, who knows. So again, like always, feel free to leave suggestions. The deck definitely needs work, but it's just with the current support, it feels that it just needs more. Right. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.